ideally I would have loved to meet a man who has it all together. I think we had chemistry. I was attracted to him. He was highly attracted to me. He was being a man. He was doing what a man should do. You know, I would ask you officially, like, to be my girlfriend. I'll do it really, really well. And that guy, Ali intervened to akamwambia, don't talk to her like that. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, karibu tena sana. My name is Cynthia and I talk about relationship, entrepreneurship, and all things lifestyle. So if you're here, it means you've already watched part 1 of this series that I'm doing. My experience in finding out the guy I was dating was a con artist. And if you haven't, I'm going to leave a link up over here. I think it's gonna be more on this side so that you can go watch that and then come watch this. And before you do that, please remember to subscribe. It's free. It helps my channel grow, support a sister, you know, do all that good thing. So let's jump right into the video. Right, so when I was ending part 1, I told you that I told my friends I wasn't going to like give him the time of the day because he gave me the vibes of my ex-boyfriend. And it's not that my ex-boyfriend was a scammer. Honestly, it's just that my ex-boyfriend was you know what, I'm never going to talk about him, but just know that relationship, looking back now, it was very toxic towards me. It really demeaned me as a person, and I had to do a lot just to find myself again. I'd lost myself in that relationship trying to please somebody. So there's a lot of similarities I could see between him and my ex, and I told myself I wasn't going to go down that road. It was just the wrong road. There was a lot of I felt a lot of math was not adding up in that story. So I told myself I'm not going to go down that road. So I drive back home from Raka. I pass by the petrol station, and as I'm following my car, I look at my phone and he had texted me. And then this guy was really on brand. Like, this is typical conman behavior 101. So he told me, oh, I want to tell you something. Thank you so much for today. I've never had a chance to open up about what has been happening to me to anyone else. Like the way I opened up to you, most of the time I talk to my older sister. So for me, I think I'm much older right now. So for me, such things really don't move me. So I was just like, yeah. So I just texted him back and told him, don't worry about it. You can consider me your safe space. I continue with my journey, and then I get back home. So when I get back home, he calls me, we talk, and then he tells me, can we hang out tomorrow? I'm like, tomorrow is Monday. It's a very busy day for me. You know, like, when would you want us to hang out? He was like, maybe I can take you for lunch. Probably not lunch. Maybe we can do coffee in the evening. He was like, okay, sure. Okay. I think I was a bit excited, despite the fact that I said I wasn't going to pursue him or let him pursue me. Rather, I decided I'm going to keep him as a friend in case these things he's telling me are true. I genuinely want to learn more about maybe business or how to, you know, I'm also najaribu kuamoka. That's what I'm trying to say. So if somebody else amefanya, it wouldn't hurt to learn a thing or two from him. So that's how I looked at it. I was like, I may not date him, but I may need to keep him around just to learn a few things. So which was also mistake number 2. You don't need to do that. So anyway, Monday come around. It was a very busy, around that time I was very busy, very engaged. And then he was those guys who would like text me in the morning, text me at lunchtime, call me, you understand? So now, since I told myself I'm not going to like give him a chance to go down that road, I decided I wouldn't talk to him unless he talks to me. So I wouldn't initiate any conversation. If he texted me, well and good. If he didn't text me, sawa. Then I also must say, by the time he was texting me in the evening, he started calling me babe. And I was like, hold up, back up, you know, pull up, selector, bring it all the way back. Why are you calling me babe? And he was like, oh, it's just like the names I tend to use a lot and often. And I told him, no, this won't fly well with me. Don't call me babe. My name is Waithera. Call me Waithera. I was like, okay, but he didn't stop. He still continued calling me babe. And I remember discussing this situation with my friend Washuka, and I was just like, Washuka, that's so off. She's like, yeah, that's so off. Anyway, so tukaendelea. Monday ikakam around, the guy didn't call me, he didn't text me. Pet peeve, like if I'm meeting up with you, if you don't keep time, that pisses me off, like genuinely pisses me off. Hata si ile pissing off enye ni ya kujekelea, it's genuinely, it pisses me off. And then you don't communicate. Let's say for instance we're going somewhere and you're not telling me where you are in case you're late. I hate that. That's pet peeve number 1. Number 2, so for me, alikuwa ametiki hizo pet peeves mbili, and I was like, you know what, this nigga out the window. Nobody got time for this, out the window. So like I told you, I wasn't initiating any conversation. So I was just minding my business, working, occasionally just going through Instagram. So I came across a meme, you know, those relationship quotes on Instagram, and it said, ladies, be intentional about ghosting men who are not intentional, something along those lines. Mimi ni nani, this was ilikuwa na relate to what I was going through, nika post on WhatsApp. So ikakaa hapo, right, people were seeing it. Then that day my brother came home. He came to see me. He actually came in the afternoon. So we were just having a heart-to-heart conversation with my brother, and I really highly regard my brother's opinion when it comes to like the men I am dating, because he hasn't been wrong. Like when the guy I was dating, my brother told me, like from the few times he met him, that nigga is so controlling, I don't like him for you, and he told me this relationship won't work. And he gave me reasons why that relationship would work. And I was just like, oh man. And despite the fact that maybe I didn't like implement what he told me, that relationship didn't work. And he's my brother. He's like my third parent, honestly. He has my best interest at heart. So nikamwambia, wethe kuna chali mwingine anarusha maneno hapa. So he told me, anakaje, nikamwambia, let me show you the profile, his WhatsApp. Then I told him what he does. Sindio, kwanza nilimpe like for one, like this is what he does for a living. My brother was like, okay, let me see his page. So the first thing my brother said after aliona page yake, alimemona na vaizi nguo kama ana making that type of money. And I was like, you noticed? My brother is like, yeah, like. So I told him, I'm making pesa ngapi. My brother is like, that is a damn lie. Kama maisha una notice, akanambia, like, if he's making that type of money, this man should be shopping in Dubai na kina Joseph. And I was like, you're actually right. So nikatulia tu, nikamwambia but my brother is a fashionista, baby. If you see my brother's closet, like my brother has so many clothes. He doesn't live in this house. Wherever he lives, akona nguo mingi na viatu mingi. And even here, like his room in this house, you would still think somebody lives there because of the amount of clothes he has and the type of clothes that he has. Like he has so much. So he's really into fashion. I think he picked up after my dad. So I told him, maybe kila mtu sikawe, si kila mtu ako into fashion like that. Then he told me it's not even about like being into fashion. He's like, just look at the shoes he's wearing. Nikamwambia, okay, sawa. Alright, so that story ended. He told me, uyu atakuestia tu time. Nikasema, okay, so now my brother has even confirmed what I was feeling. And nikajambia, I'm just going to be, I'll just keep him as a friend, and that's it. I'll just be friendly. Iyo itaishapo. I think at this point, I quite hate anaweza kuwa con man. You know, I just never thought I would ever come across a con man. So even when all these things are happening, I was probably thinking maybe he's just lying about the amount of money he's making. But the one thing that really used to keep me there was the car. I was just like, then how did he afford to buy the car? And honestly speaking, I saw the logbook and it had his name on it. So nilikuwa tu ziliza. Yani 1 and 1 haikuwa inakuja 2 hapo, ilikuwa inakuja 4. So we continue. So I think in the evening he had seen my WhatsApp status. So he texted me, he's like, I know this one is for me. And I was like, oh, you don't say. He's like, yeah, I can tell this is for me. Nikamwambia, why wouldn't you communicate if you initiated the supposed coffee date and you didn't even show up? He's like, oh, I've been doing a lot today. And it's okay, I understand, you're not my boyfriend, you shouldn't even be at my beck and call. But if you schedule a time with somebody, now huyo mtu amedecide kukoka kwa schedule yake, it's only courteous and fair for you to tell them, hey, Waithera, I won't make it. And was like, yeah, you're right. Come and listen. I don't know who you've dealt with in the past, but with me, communication has to work. And then akaanza kusema, na we ni moto. Nikamwambia mimi ni moto wa kuotea mbali. He said, okay, fine, I'll do better. Nikamwambia, okay, cool. So that was Monday. All right, so that was Monday. Now Tuesday came. Monday, haijaisha. So he told me, can I make it up to you and take you out on Tuesday? I was like, all right, what time do you want to take me out? He said lunchtime. I told him no, because I'm working. I'm still working from home. Please take me out for like a coffee date, like jioni si mchana, like maybe be available at 4. Was like, okay, fine. So now he started. There's something called love bombing. It's like when a man decides to do good things, a lot of good things at once, especially when you're meeting him. That's what he started doing. Like alikuwa anani text on WhatsApp. He would call me like after every 2 hours or 3 hours. Unaelewa, like that is what was going on. So he would call me and tell me, tumepatana na sistangu, sijui tunaenda wapi, sijui deal gani, such things, like tumeenda sijui kuona nini, kufanya nini, hivyo. So at around 3 he called me. He's like, since I'm making it up to you, let me come to where you are so I can take you out. Nikamwambia, all right, that's fine. The area I live around, akakam. So I met him at Java at Adams. Nikasema, okay, when he arrived, he called me. He's like, I'm here. Okay, sawa, let me come. So I went to Java. Nikampata alikuwa anakunywa, I think ilikuwa dawa, if I'm not mistaken. And then he had come with his roommate. Keep that in mind, guys, because this guy will make an appearance a lot. So I'd come with the roommate and they were talking. So nikawapata hapo, I joined them, and I'm not going to lie, the roommate was good to me, but he's very polite. We talked with him. Whenever I used to see him, we talked a lot. We had good conversation. Yani, I can't say bad things about the roommate. I'd be lying. All right, so akamaliza dawa. Then I asked him, utakula chakula Java ama? He was like, no, mi napenda nyama choma. Akaniambia, can you take me elsewhere? And nikamwambia, there's another joint I know, it's called Katanazi, come let me take you. So tukapeleka, waka-order tumbukiza. Personally, mi nikakunywa tu supu. So they started drinking, and when this guy starts drinking, he starts getting loud. So mi nilikuwa tu zileza. Ooh, I don't drink, and honest to God, even the men I've dated, I think it's the guys I dated awako anakunywa. Like that's not true. My ex wasn't drinking. Everyone else back in campus, they used to drink, but since I grew up in a very strict household, I never used to go out with them. So when they would like have their drinking spree, I was away from them. So I never really experienced like having a boyfriend who drinks, because now my ex, we were with him for 3 years, so he never drank the time we were together. All right, tulikwanga wasa Del Monte. So he started getting loud, and then when he was getting loud, he used to like hold me by the waist and pull me closer, and I would tell him, don't do that, and he would tell me why. He started to call me babe, by the way. Nikamwambia, don't touch me like that. First, I'm not your girlfriend, and secondly, I don't like it. Then he told me, relax, someone like, relax, Waithera, I don't mean any harm. And I used to be like, no. Kwanza, I used to specifically tell him, please note, I am a very important member in the society. And I would say that in Kikuyu. Like, please, don't touch me like that. Even one day I took it further and told him, I'm going to be part of a board one day. So I don't want people to be seeing me in these streets like this. Alafu nenda huko tunakuwa na serious discussion. As in point is, I just didn't like it. PDA is fine if we're dating, but since we're not dating, we're getting to know each other, it didn't fly well with me. So we stayed there from like 5. I left that place at 8. Nikamwambia, let me go home. So I went back home. Tukambia na bye nini. I went back home. I left him with his friend over there, wakakunywa, and then at around 9:30 he texted me. He's like, oh, tumefika. Nikamwambia, oh, that's really nice. They got an Uber, wakaenda hadi Rwaka. Wednesday, he tells me, I want to take you to Harvest for dinner. Nikamuza Harvest Village Market. He's like, yeah. I'm like, Okay, let's go. So at this point, I was walking this journey with my friends, Oshuka, Becca, Diana. But Oshuka was very closer to me because we were both single. So I would tell Oshuka like okay. At this point, I hadn't told her what is going on. So that day updated, and I even told her, was it that day or the next day? Okay, point is, nikamwambia ninapelekwa harvest. I think. I think I told her later on. So I was excited. It's harvest. I love dinner dates, by the way. Like, if you want to impress me, take me on a dinner date, like dress up, let's go on a dinner date. So I decided, okay, now I was working the next day, obviously, 8 to 5, and I take my job very seriously. So I'll come in a benefit town by like maybe 5 or something. By something I was doing like at work. So I finished working at 6 that day. 6 ndo nilikuwa natoka kwa nyumba. Nikaenda hata siku dress up, like I was just in casual, you understand, because I had a lot of work and I was trying to strike a balance. Aya, nikaenda tao, nilimpata CJ's, and somebody on Twitter said, typical conman behavior in Nairobi, they always hang out at Java and CJ's drinking tea. Can I be honest with you? That is true. So nikafika CJ's, it was around 7:30 because there's a lot of traffic around that time. Nikamwambia, sasa ni late sana, we can't go because the curfew is 10. Akaniambia it's okay, we just kunywa kahawa hapa. So alikuwa anakunywa chai. Date etiquette: when somebody orders like tea, you don't order anything that is more expensive, right? You don't order something that is more expensive. Sorry guys, the thing is, with my camera it records for 10 minutes and then it stops, so I have to keep checking kama hiyo time imeisha. So if you find like easy clips zina as if it's not a continuous flow, that's the reason. Alright, so date etiquette, mi nikaitisha dawa, right? So but I was really disappointed. I was like, nimetoka kwa nyumba kuja kunywa dawa, right? But it wasn't his fault, it was my fault, right? So at CJ's, the roommate came and I was like, okay. So the point was, he was in Tao doing things, then Johnny Mefikas, now they're going home together. I was like, all right. So but the thing is, whenever he would like tokea, he would like give us space. Then also at CJ's, there was a table up, like 2-3 tables past where we were seated, kulikuwa na some old gentlemen, and those guys and this guy were friends, and these are like guys who are in their 50s and like late 40s. And don't get me wrong, I have friends who are older, totally, I get it, but we don't hang out at Evo. No. It's like if I want to see them, like there's a reason why I'm going to see them, but later on it used to feel like they just used to hang out, you understand? Because that guy, one of the guys who was seated there, was one of the guys nilipatana naye that day. The first day I saw him, they were standing, the two of them. So I used to find it a bit weird that the older guys are hanging out with him. All right, so one of the men came to where we were seated, akasema I'm about to say this guy's name. Let's give him a name. He's called Maina. Let's call him my brother's name, Maina. So nikamwambia, no, akakuja kwetu akasema, Maina, and this one is very pretty. And my head was like, this one, how many other women are there? And then he was like, huyu tukienda kufanya rora show nitamtolea mbuzi 3. Again, guys, let me tell you, we know these lines. Like, stop dropping such lame lines. Do better. Like, do better. So in my head, I was just like, oh. But of course, nika tu ha. Even akanisalimia, but he didn't mean any harm. I think he was just trying to be funny. Kamsalimia akaenda. Then after nilimaliza kunywa chai, nikamwambia I'm about to go home. Right, since we weren't going to harvest anyway. So we went to the car. Akaniambia bye. I went home. So that was Wednesday. It was Wednesday. Thursday came around. I don't think we hung out on Thursday, and I think Friday I saw him in town, if I'm not wrong. But as I told you guys, I wasn't initiating conversation. It was all up to him. Like, if he wanted to talk to me, he had to be the one to like initiate the conversation. So Thursday ka happened, Friday, Saturday, I don't think really spent time na yeye even that Sunday. So I remember, I think on Sunday he told me, I want to talk to you about something. I was like, oh, what's the deal? He said he made it clear that he wished I reciprocated the efforts, right? He said he can tell okay, he's the one who's constantly initiating like stuff, like he wish I would also do that. Nikamwambia okay, I'm also not gonna lie, at this point nilikuwa nimeanza to let my guard down, right? Silikuwa nimesema I'm just gonna keep him as a friend. I think in that moment you just, sometimes the devil just comes in, you know, whispers in your ear, and it was maybe he's not so bad, maybe I'm being too harsh on him, you know, because sometimes I find myself being harsh on like guys, like especially after the first date, I'm just like, nope, next, you know. So I was like, maybe I'm just being too harsh on him, because I could clearly see he was really trying to see where he can get money. Yeah, so the next week I think I was very busy at work, so I didn't have time to see him, if I'm not wrong. So I initiated a date. So I told him, how about this coming weekend on Sunday, why don't we do bowling at Village Market? Because I told him I like activity dates. I like when we go out, do an activity, and then go eat, you know. And I told him, you know, at Village Market, bowling is 500. We can always go and eat KFC tukifeel, you know, hatuna pesa, because I was very aware of his situation, and I was trying to be, as in nilikuwa namfactor in. And then seeing that he lived in Rwaka, Village Market was really closer to him. Me had a car, so for me it wasn't even that far. All right, so tukaendelea hivyo that whole week. I'm not sure, I don't think we met that whole week, if I'm not wrong. So Saturday was my grandmother's she was opening her newly finished house. So of course nilikuwa naenda, that's a celebration. I went to Shags. So of course we were still texting. He was still calling me babe. Hata alikuwa nimeanza kurelax kidogo, and I would respond when he would call me babe. But sometimes I'd just be like, I'm not your girlfriend. Like occasionally I would throw it in there. But honest to God, I think I was enjoying the male attention. Honest to God, I'm not even gonna lie. There's something about being single for a while, and then you find a man who's giving you attention properly, you know, the texting, the calling. I was enjoying it. So occasionally when he would call me babe, I'd be like, najifanya tu hapo. So that day tukaenda kwa my grandmother's house. Of course vitu kama hizo uweze muinvite, he's still a stranger. Tukahang out huko nini. I told him I'm not sure whether I'm going to come back home, because the plan was he had suggested we take Airbnb in Kileleshwa, and we go like watch a movie, because I told him, oh, the Konai movie I want to see. Yeah, when I tell you this man was romantic, he was this type of man. When I look back, I'm just like, after you Airbnb angelipa. Anyway, so nikamwambia, I'm not sure whether you should take it up, because I'm not sure what time I'll come back to Nairobi. I may stay, because you know that's my grandmother. Naweza enda huko alafu nikae. All right. So at around 5 he calls me. He's like, unaona kuona come from? I don't think I'm coming anytime soon. I think I'm gonna leave here like maybe 7. By the time nimefika Nairobi it's 9. And then hata siku I hadn't even told my dad I want permission to not be in the house. So it was so messy. So nikasema tu. And also I knew if we were together alone, things would happen. And I was like, no, I'm not going down that road. So nikamwambia, no, I don't think I'll make it. So he tells me, actually, my boys wamekam na plan tunaenda Macha. Kamsho mnaenda Macha kufanya party. But there used to be those guys like, you know, those guys like back in campus, you would be with them in the morning, and then after unasikia, mimi nilisha Coast, mimi nilisha Naivasha. He had this tabia. Sasa alikuwa anamwambia, unakuanga so random, yani tu unaenda tu Macha jioni. He's like, yeah, tumeamua kwenda. So they went. There's a reason I'm telling you this part of the story. So nikamuuliza, will you make it tomorrow? Will you be back in Nairobi by then? He's like, yeah, I'll be back definitely. I won't let you down. Kambe, okay, cool. So I went on with our celebration, went back home. Nilikuwa fika home like think 9:30, tukalala, next day kafika. The plan was for us to meet at 1. So he never used to be an early riser. So hata sikuwa namsumbuanga. And keep in mind, like I said, sikuwa na initiate conversation. I sat around 12, I started getting ready. Then I text him at around 12:45. I'm like, yo, should I leave the house? Let me know when I should leave the house because you're late. Like, it's like you're the one who's wearing makeup and not me. He was like, so I'll let you know. 1:10, 1:15, 1:20. He was like, no, you can leave the house. And come on, okay. That particular day, I remember my friend Diana and Winnie were hanging out at Winning Post. And then Winnie called me, she's like, twende. And come on, niko on a date. Mimi sikuji. I should have gone to Winning Post. Nikafika Vima. Kufika Vima. See, nimemwambia, let me be the first one to leave. Let me know when it's the right time to leave the house. Kufika Vima, I park my car. So I tell him, uko happy. He's like, I'm inside the mall. I'm like, where? Let me know so I can come. He's like, he goes quiet. I'm like, this is odd. I try to call him. He doesn't pick. I'm like, this is odd. So I park my car, then I go stand at the entrance next to Miniso because it was hot and I was just like, my car is hot, let me just walk around. Kufika hapo Miniso nikamtext kumwambia niko hapa entrance ya Miniso in case yani come find me here or something. He told me he didn't respond. Nikakaa hapo, niko na nimechomeka na jua. Nikaingia ndani kwa mall, tried walking around. So nikaanza kukasirika tena like this nigga. Like if he's not here, he should just tell me he's not here. I texted him nikamwambia I'm leaving. And I walked out. Now when I got to the car, I called my friend Washuka and I told her, Washuka, she lives nearby. Sorry, I'm checking the minutes. She lives nearby. And I told my friend Washuka, this is what was happening. Can I come see you? She's like, okay, yeah, sure, come see me and come. Okay, so let me come. So after I called Washuka, immediately he called me. He's like, uko, nikamwambia me I'm leaving. As in, seriously, hata nimeka kifungu kwa ignition, I'm leaving. He's like, don't leave, Cynthia. I'm literally here. Please give me a chance to explain. Namamba, you always do this. Like, you did this last time. I'm not gonna stay here. And I've told you, communicate. Why weren't you picking up before? Can I come see you and explain? Nikamwambia, okay. So he asked me, park up in Kamwambia, niko hapa nyuma ya KFC, come. He's like, fine, come. I'm coming. He found me. So next to me, there was a Mercedes and then... No, next to me, there was a Vitz. Was it the Mercedes and then the Vitz, and then the Mercedes left, so now it was me and the Vitz, but there was an open parking. So when he comes, he tells me, umepark up, and come ati sinde gari yangu, the Vitz. I'm like, kona Vitz, where's the Mercedes? But then up to this point sijaiona Mercedes, bado iko kwa mechanic. Nikamwambia, I even asked him, whose car is this? Then he told me, he told me, hii gari ni ya sistangu amenipea. Nikamwambia, oh really? In fact, nikamwambia hebu nipe keys za hii gari, just I can confirm ni gari yako akanipea. Then nika switch on alarm, like you know, that alarm. Nikaona ni yake, because I was just like, maybe this nigga is lying, but it was actually the keys zilikuwa za hiyo Vitz. It was a blue Vitz. So after kidogo, he tells me, by the way, this Vitz is not my sister's. Nikamwambia, whose is it? He's like, Vitz, I bought it for my ex. And now I went to get it because, I'm having money issues. I want to sell it. Nikamwambia, now why wouldn't you tell me that? I told him, why do you lie to me like I'm your mother? And even told me, don't talk to me like that. Nikamwambia, no, I'm going to talk to you how I want because you're lying to me. He's like, I just didn't know how you would carry that. Like how that would sit with you. Nikamwambia, if you can buy a girl a car, you can probably buy me a house. I don't even think that's a bad thing. He said, okay. Nikamwambia, your past is your past. Whatever you did in your past doesn't matter. For me, I'm focused on the future. There and your present. Then I told him, you sound like you have a past. And I told him, if you genuinely have like a dark past, please, I told him, please be the one to tell me that. don't accept somebody else to come and tell me that. He said, okay, fine, sawa. So now let me tell you why this guy was late. The last time I saw this guy, alikuwa sawa, like his whole body was functioning. When he came that day towards me, his arm, upper, something had happened. Like he was really hurt. Like alikuwa anatembea ni kama unajua vile mtu ana, like when you fracture some part of your body, so it's like his shoulder. Comes like, what the hell happened? Akaniambia, yesterday when we were coming back from my church, okay, in the wee hours of the morning, we got into an accident. Like he's over there, like gari yetu tulikuwa nayo iliingia kwa ditch. Nikaumia pa. Comes with the one who was driving, no. Comes, did you guys take that issue to the police? I can remember, no, we didn't go, but the owner of the car is handling it. So he told me, when you were calling me, I was at the pharmacy in Village Market inside, and the pharmacist was rubbing ointment on me. Nikamwambia, really? Nikamwambia, why ungeniambia tu nikuje kwa pharmacy? He's like, I couldn't text because, you know, he was rubbing it like so hard na nilikuwa nasikia uchungu. Kama basi ungepata kama nimeenda. So I told him, mimi nimesha call Washuka, I'm actually going. He's like, no, Aki, don't cancel on me. Just call Washuka back and tell her you're going to reschedule. Just the person who had been craving male attention, I called Washuka and I'm like, Washuka, I've seen him. Washuka is like, it's okay, I get it. It's okay, you do your thing. I'm okay, I'll see you another time. So now nikamalizia your part. So I told him, what are we gonna do? Because the plan was to bowl, and clearly your arm has an issue. He's like, no, let's go bowl. I'll bowl with this arm. Come on, no, I want to beat you fair and square because I can get super competitive. Akanambia, what did he tell me? Akanambia, no, let's go. Come on, no. I want to beat you fair and square because I'm really good at bowling. Useme nilikupiganga fair and square. He's like, really? Akanambia, mimi naweza kushinda na mkono mmoja. Akanambia, nope. So akanambia, we want to go, and akanambia, no, I want to go. So no, we were thinking what to do. Then he told me, nasikia kukula kuku. Kama twende KFC. He's like, mimi sipendi junk food. Akanambia, so where do we go? Akanambia, why don't we go to Miale? Nikamshow, all right, we can go to Miale. Then he told me, tutenda na gari mbili. Nikamwambia, no. Akaniambia, tuache gari gani? Nikamwambia, let me tell you, I'm a new car owner. My car goes everywhere with me. Tunaenda na gari yangu, I don't mind driving. Akaniambia, it's actually great. It's actually a good decision because right now driving for me is very difficult. Come on, then why did you even come with this car? Anyway, so hiyo story ikaisha hapo. Tukatoka, tukaenda, no, we're headed to Lavington. On our way to Lavington, I told him, how bad does your arm hurt? Akaniambia, it really hurts. Nikamwambia, last year, in I think 2019, I was involved in an accident myself. Nilikuwa kwa Uber chap, going to work, and then nikagongwa na Mercedes 4matic nyuma. And let me tell you, the impact, because, you know, Mercedes is a very strong car. Up at my neck, I've never forgotten. Nilikuwa feel kama my neck would fall off. So when I was taken to hospital, there's a certain ointment I was given by the doctor. It's supposed to work like deep heat, but it's like 10 times more effective. So after I used it for like 3-4 days, I was okay. So nikamwambia, I have a certain ointment in the house. I think it will really help you with your shoulder. See me, I'm just being a good person, a good friend. Akanambia, really? Nikamwambia, why don't I tell our house girl anipitilishie kwa gate nikupake? I was like, okay. So we came home. Nika call Beth, and I told Beth, give me the ointment. Akakuja akanipatilishia. So nilikuwa nampaka tukiwa hapo kwa gari, like nampaka tu, just nampaka yani tu kumsaidia. After that, he told me, kuna bishtangu anaishikilia, anaitwa, hey, I'm not supposed to say the friend's name, why? Anaitwa so and so, why don't you go see him? I haven't seen him. He moved from where we used to stay, alishakile, why don't you go see him? Nikamwambia na Miale, akanambia, we can always go later after tumetoka huko. Nikamwambia, okay, sir, let's go. See, we went to the friend's house in Kilelesha. But that friend has a very nice house in Kilelesha. Like the interior decor is very nice. I think the girlfriend is the one who did it, and she did a very good job. Like it's very nice. So Tukoko definitely they started drinking, and then he started like the PDA ikaanza tena. You know, like he would bring me closer to him. And sasa in front of somebody, I used to feel like somebody I don't even know. I was feeling very shy. So I was telling him, stop. And then even the guy, akaanza kunitease, like, you know, he's your boyfriend. He's not my boyfriend. Like, can we be clear? We just met. So the guy went to their bedroom. And he told me, stop telling people we just met. I'm like, why? He's like, don't let people know in my stuff. Shh. Nikaambia, oh, sawa. So, okay, nikakata hapo. Then akaanza kuambia friend yake, siwambie huyu dem akwe dem wangu, mwambie vile nitamtunza, nitamwangalia, you know. And that guy was like, you should give him a chance. Mi niko tu zile za yeah. We still need to know one another better. I saw tukaendelea hivyo, and then the girlfriend of this guy came to the house, and then her and her friends were going to Milan. So wakasema, can we all go to Milan? Mimi, I enjoy the club scene. I don't drink, but I'm going to order my mocktails, have probably my chicken wings, enjoy the music, and hang out with friends. I love the club scene for that reason. So vile mimi nilisikia Milan, mimi nilikuwa like, and I think he picked it up. So tulikuwa tunataka Milan na mami yale, mimi nilikuwa tu Milan. So tukasema twende Milan. Sisi tukaenda. Sisi ni nani? One by one mpaka Milan. Getting to Milan, let me tell you, those guys even got me a VIP seat. Every time I go to Milan, honestly speaking, the VIP area is always reserved. Tunakalisha huku kwingine. That day, kulikuwa na hizo reservation everywhere, but I don't know what they did. We still got a VIP seat. It wasn't like VVVIP, but it was VIP. So then they ordered Hennessy, Minka itisha wings na maji. So of course they were drinking, we were talking, and then he would, you know, as he drinks, he like pulls me closer, steals a kiss here and there. My guard is now going down kabisa. Hata mimi nilikuwa na return the kiss, you know, and then he would just be like, and then he told me, would you mind dressing like this? Because you know the way how the girls in the club dress. Mimi nilikuwa nimevaa skirt na t-shirt. Nikamwambia there hasn't been any reason for me to like slay, but yeah, but nikamwambia, but don't expect it to be too short or like too revealing. And then he was like, I think you should slay because you're young. And I was like, oh, that's really nice. I've never heard a guy tell me that before. So he told me, once my business get back on its feet, I will take you for shopping. And in my head I'm just thinking, what my brother was telling me. Anyway, took a hang out Milan. Then at around, the plan was to leave Milan at 7 because we had gotten there like at around I think 4 or 5. So nikamwambia 7 ikifika we need to go to Village Market so you can pick the car. He was like, okay, 7 ikifika. Yo vibe too, yeah. You know, the music, nini, the energy, nobody wants to leave. 7 ikafika 7:30. I'm like, yo, we need to go. He's like, you know what? Watch your gari kaya hapo. Nikamza, how you gonna go home? He's like, I'll figure it out. 8 ikafika. Guess who shows up? His roommate. At this point I was like, why does this guy always show up? Anyway, tukakaka hapo. I didn't have any problem because I didn't even want to drive all the way back and then come back to this side of town. Then tukaendelea hivyo. Then at around 9 nikamwambia, now it's really time for me to go because the curfew was 10. And okay, let me see you off. Akanipeleka huko chini kwa gari, and then we started talking, and then he just kept telling me, Aki, so just be mine. And I was telling him, you just met me. This is the 3rd week of us knowing one another. Why are we pushing it? And he's like, what did he tell me? He's like, I don't see any difference that it would make. The person that I am now is the person I will be 6 months from now. I'm like, no, I still need to see you when you're angry, you know. And I was like, he was like, with it, there's no difference. Like, just take me as I am. Alright guys, so at this point, after that Milan story, my guard was down, right? So at this point, nilikuwa tu zile za probably nilikuwa nimeanza kuwa accepting of him maybe around 40-50%. Okay. 40-50%. The next week was that week at work. A lot had happened in terms of like COVID, so now we were officially working from home as opposed to like what we were doing before the shifts. So there was a lot of our logistics team was down. So as the AMs, we volunteered to like come in and help where we could. So that particular day, I was making deliveries for a few. That particular week, I was making deliveries for clients. Yeah. So that day, I was supposed to go to Babandogo, pick up some stuff and take them to that other client who is in North Airport Road. So in the morning, of course, I tell him what my plans are for the day. He tells me what his plans are. And let me just say some of the things I noted about him. There were days he never used to like go to work. He would, he didn't really necessarily have work because work was down. Like kwenda kutafuta ways to look for money to fund the business. So he would be in the house, and I remember one day he woke up at like 11, and he called me, and I was like, unamka sahi? He's like, yeah. And I just told him, guy, sahi unajua vile watu downtown wamefanya kazi, you know, people are wamemaliza, wametoa hata dust coat, wamevaa zingine. And he defended that. He countered that and told me even when I was back at work, like when I was working like normal, Mondays was my off day. Nikamuuliza, why would you take Mondays off days? You have the weekend. He's like, no, Monday I'm so lazy. So I used to find that a bit odd, because even the guys who I know who are in business, like they leave the house, they'll go look for what to do, you know. Like I don't know any person who would just be in the house unless you got employed and you're working from home, ama it's leave, you understand? So that was a bit off. Then the other thing I'm gonna say about this guy, he really used to like flex. I've told you guys, like even in his conversation, unaweza mwambia nilibuy kitu ya 10k, anakwambia mi hata yangu ni ya 20k. You know, he was just niggas, and I pointed it out to him. Nikamwambia, don't be doing that. Like I was telling him, you're such a bad listener, and on top of that, you're flexing, you know. Because even that day we met up with his friend alikuwanga anamwambia about a shoe he had bought, sijui the real Nike ama sijui ni Gucci or something. Akamwambia sijui alikuwa, I think ni Nike, si Gucci. Alikuwa sijui 25k, and then the guy's like, ata mimi niko na get. And then in those instances, I would like elbow him, like, stop. And I think he used to understand what I was telling him. So nilikuwa namwambia, like, let the guy talk, like wacha hizo. Sorry, but then also let me say the other good part of the great side of the part of him that I enjoyed was the fact that I used to find him very knowledgeable, especially in matters life. Like I don't think he was book smart, but he was very knowledgeable. Like no wale tu wasi wanajua a lot. Like if you ask him stuff, he used to know. And I remember being a new car owner, I would ask him a lot of things about my car, you know, about cars generally, and he would always have an answer. Kata mingine nilikuwa nasikia like my brakes zina screech, and he even told me, akanionyesha like where the brake pads are, like uko miguu za nyuma, you know, like he was just type of man. Even one time nilikuwa nimeenda kuweka mafuta kwa gari, and the guy told me, like the attendant at the petrol station, akaneme, madam niangalie mbele, nikamwambia yeah sure. And he took that initiative, and like he left like the car, akaenda mbele kuona what the guy was doing. And you know, he told me ikwangi sometimes poa kuachia hivyo, because sometimes they may tell you the wrong thing. So like that guy told me sijui the oil ni chafu, sijui iko chini, and then he told me I'm not sure kama oil ni chafu ama iko chini, you know. But it was like, we ngoja kwanza, when are you going for service? So he was those people. I used to find him very resourceful in terms of information, and also we really used to enjoy each other's company, and we would always have a lot to talk about. Like tulikuwanga na story, and then he used to tell me, but you know, one thing I enjoy about you, unakuwanga na story mob. And then at this particular point, whenever I would want to do something, I would like ring him. I would ask him like, I'm about to do this, you know, like something to do with like car, or like kama kitu imenilemea mahali, I would ask him, what do I do? Like, so like I'm saying, like my guard ilikuwa imeanza kuja chini, and I was enjoying the friendship. So now that particular Monday, I told him how I napitia Outer Ring Road, and that's like my biggest nightmare, iyo barabara. And he's like, no, you'll be fine. So I went about my day. As I told you guys, he used to text me like on WhatsApp. He would call me like after every 1 hour, 2 hours. Like he was giving me attention. Like there was no reason for me to think otherwise. So nikaenda huko, nikachukua mali, nikaweka kwa gari, and then I was taking it out to the client. So Outer Ring is very new to me. Yeah, I can easily get lost. It's a very straight road. So nilikuwa natumia maps kuconnect to North Airport Road. So at some point nilingia huko ndani, I think Umoja Kayole, and I got to Shujaa Mall. And then the maps told me, turn to your right. Then nikiingia huko ndani, I saw like a lot of flats, like people living. So I was wondering, how am I supposed to go all the way to North Airport Road through this, if the map is taking me these sides? So I thought maybe the map had it wrong. So who did I call? I called him. Nikamwambia, yo, Maina, na feel a bit lost. And I told him where I was, and he told me, what other landmark can you see? Nikamwambia, I can see Shujaa Mall. Nikamwambia, no, nilikuwa nimeacha Shujaa Mall huko nyuma, but it was a bit far. Akaniambia, I think I know where you are. Nikamwambia, okay. He told me, I wanted to go back to Shujaa Mall. But before he did that, he asked me, uko na credit kwa simu? Nikamwambia, niko on postpay. He's like, okay, I was only asking you because I'm going to need to direct you, and where you want to go and where you are, we may take a while. Nikamwambia, alright. So in that instance, now I'm supposed to like turn the car around. Nikamwambia, ngoja ni turn the car around, alafu nikupigia. But something told me, keep going. Because let me tell you, Shujaa Mall ilikuwa a bit further, so nilikuwa na imagine kurudi all the way. So something just told me keep going. So I kept going. Nilitokezea sijui Soweto, uko Kayole, there's a Karaf Road hapo. And like nilikuwa naendelea kwenda because I could see matatus going. Nikapita hiyo barabara, nikaenda down like a small valley, then up. Then I got to North Airport Road. So he called me, nikamwambia, actually I decided to follow the maps, na nikamwambia nimetokezea. Akaniambia, good girl, sawa. That day we were supposed to meet in town. Nikamwambia, I don't think I'll take long with the client because I'm just dropping stuff and then I'm coming to town. Akaniambia, okay, hata mimi sana natakuaga nitoke. Nikamwambia, sawa, we'll be there to meet in good time because Mombasa Road, right, traffic. So I finished what I was doing, nikashika Mombasa Road, I went to town. Kufika town, I was parking at Lifestyle, right? So when I got to Lifestyle, kulikuwa na bit of traffic kuingia huko ndani, right? So the car in front of me, ili stop, and honestly speaking, I didn't see it stop. My car was still moving at a very slow speed. So nilisikia tu kaangalia tu nilikuwa nimegonga vits. So the guys wakatoka. So I called him, nikamwambia nimegonga gari. He like walked me through what I should do. He told me, don't let anyone enter your car, don't msitoke hapo hadi police akuje, nini. And then your time kulikuwa na like street boys hapo, unaanza kusema, madam, usitikie wakugonge, ujagonga hiyo gari sana. You know, like it was my first time being involved in such a situation, so nilikuwa a bit scared. So those guys, mwenye nilikuwa nimegonga, there were 3 people inside that car. The owner of the car, a lady, the driver who was driving, and another guy. So the lady apparently is an OCPD, the other guy is also a cop, and the other guy was a driver. So wakaniambia, let's move pale mbele. And then they made like one of the guy enter my car. And I told him, akaniambia mwambie ashuke. Nikamwambia, I don't know how to do that. Akaniambia mwambie ashuke. Nikamwambia kisa, but sikumwambia ashuke. So akaniambia nisonge hapo mbele. So that, because tulikuwa tumemake traffic hapo, and I didn't like that. So nikasonga hapo mbele. I mean, it's just because it was my first time. Now I know better. Tukasonga hapo mbele, ilikuwa as you exit in Lifestyle and you're joining University Way, there's a garage, a very well branded garage. I think King's Tires. There's tulikuwa tumesimama hapo King's Tires, just talking. So I asked the driver of that woman, akakuja akaniambia they were actually going for a meeting at Delta. I don't know, walisema hoteli ya Waititu. Iyo Delta I think ni hoteli ya Waititu. So even Waititu by there alipita hapo and he said hi. So they told me, that guy told me, the driver, wacha nikusikizie nikupe 5k, unipe 5k. It's like, so I told him wananiambia niwape 5k, akaniambia what hebu nipigie picha, nikapiga picha nikamtumia. Then he told me that's a very small thing, like they can literally push the bumper back. Is that the back one is called bumper? So you can issue a bumper, they can push it back to where its original position, because look, tumetoka one side kidogo too. Okay, then the same picture I sent it to my mechanic. Nikamwambia, if this damage happens, how much should I like pay? Akaniambia hiyo ni kitu kidogo, hiyo ni kaa 1 ama 2,000. Wakaenda sana, usitikia wakulipishe a lot of money. Okay, so a part of me was feeling, you know, I'm a grown, I'm an adult, I have a car, I should be able to handle this situation. I didn't want to ring my dad. So tulikuwa tu hapo tukingoja. Wait, what? So when I told him that they had said 5k, he told me, I'm coming. So when he told me that, I told that guy, the driver, I don't have money. But my husband is the one with money, wacha akuje. He was like, okay. Akaenda kaambia huyo mama, this girl doesn't have money, she's waiting for their husband. I was just like, oh Lord. Anyway, so for a couple 30 minutes, 45 minutes, but then I wasn't talking to them. After that, I just kept quiet, because walikuwa sijui wanataka kuniambia nini, na mimi nilikuwa like, I'm not going to involve them. I was just in my car seated waiting on my phone. Akakaa 30 minutes, 45 minutes afiki, but he was constantly like texting me. Then alikuwa ananiambia tu kuna a lot of traffic, mad traffic. So he told me I may take a while to come, let me call my friend who's in town akuja kusaidie. And I just thought that was really, really thoughtful of him, right? I was like, wow, like he's really, really trying. So the friend who was called was one of those friends I met at Sieges, the one who said atantolea mbuzi tatu. You remember that guy? That one. He has an office in town, so he came to where we were. He even tried to negotiate on my behalf, by the way. Hata akaniambia hii ni damage kidogo sana, wanakurukia. Aya. So nikamwambia what the mech had said. I told him the whole story. Then akaniuliza uko na comprehensive, nikamwambia niko nayo. Akaniambia basi wakikataa kuchukua ile pesa tunapewa waende walipishane na insurance. And that's exactly what he told them. He told them we're giving you only 1,000. Kwanza yeye alikuwa ngoko 1,000. And they were like, no, we need more money. Hata sijaenda garage nika spend 1,000 nini. And that guy told them, basi kanivo uko na comprehensive, yeah. Uko na comprehensive, basi wacheni insurance lipishane. And after man since hiyo ni story mingi, then the guy's like, that's all we have to offer. So while we were there, watu wakatulemea. Tukakaa tu, we were waiting for him to come. He finally came. He came like I think 45 minutes later. Actually, when he got to, alikuwa ameniambia when he got to like Aga Khan, hapo kulikuwa na mad traffic. So he made sure vile walikaribia Globe, he took a bike. Actually, alikuja na bike. And to me, I was just like, oh my God. I don't know. I think the small things really matter to me. Like those acts of service, like someone just going out of their way. And I was just like, oh my God, he did that. Oh my God. So akafika. So when he got there, I was so happy to see him. I don't know, you've ever been in a situation where kuna tension, you're anxious. I think when I just saw him, I was just like, literally, like I threw my arms out. I was just like, God, thank you for coming. And he actually took my arm and he was like, it's okay, I'm here. So we told him the updates that had happened at that point. And then, like I told you, this guy had authority and presence. So when he came in, he handled that matter like a boss, yani. You know, those guys were speaking to me in Kikuyu. My Kikuyu is not the best. So yeah, alingililia, akasema, niki uradhi na berehaha. You know, he was being a man. He was doing what a man should do. Me too. I'm just like, oh my God, thank you. So, akauliza, akasema, what's the deal? You guys don't want us to go to my mech? Akasema, no, we don't trust your mech. Why don't you go to our mech? Akakachina akasema, fine, tuendeni kwa mech wenyu. So me and the other guy looking at each other like, so then they'd have an upper hand. It was like, no, twende. Kama hii kitu ni kidogo kufix. Ni sawa, hata huko itakuwa kidogo kufix. And then that woman said, in Kikuyu, moire tu. Let me translate it. She said, she was telling me, ati niache kukuwa so afraid. No, no, she said niache kujifanya sijui bubu because I wasn't talking to them. Ati in case ningekuwa nimegonga gari yake tukiwa Machakos and my husband is in Nairobi, ningengoja I come all the way. She's like an older woman. This one is like probably in her 60s. And that guy ali intervene to akamwambia, don't talk to her like that. Mama akamwangalia akasema ati she is new on the roads, okay? And even you, there's one time you were new on the roads and you learned how to navigate. So ata yeye atajua. I mean, I've never felt so protected, so defended. I don't even know if there's such a word, you know, like I just felt so wow. I just felt wow. You know, I just felt like there was somebody beside me. And so anyway, tuka decide kwenda kwa meko huyo mama, akachukua gari nikamwambia don't feel like driving, kindly just be the one driving. He was like fine. Tukaenda kwa Mek. When we got to the Mek's place, Mek akanirukia akaniambia nimpe 6k. That I remember that Monday my bank account had blocked. Or was it Tuesday? So I couldn't access funds from my bank account. So now when it got to that point, I was like, no, I'm just gonna have to call my dad. Because I think on me I had like 1,000. So nika call babangu, explain the whole situation. My dad was like, send me the picture. I sent him the picture. And my dad just told me, do you have money on you? I was like, no. Niko na too like 1,000 because my bank was blocked. And I'm fine, I'm sending you. Alambia, don't give them more than 5,000. He sent me 6,000. So when he sent me the money, I told this guy sijaribu kubagain because I felt like the lady had a soft spot for him than for me. So akabagain akafikishwa 4,000. Tukalipa 4,000 tukatoka. So tukawalipa tukatoka. So tulienda, I told him to bring me home. So we went to Adam's Arcade. Because I was just feeling and the whole thing made me mentally exhausted. And pia my dad alikuwa amenisomea a good one. After I told him like the guy had entered my car, akaniuliza, is he the president? Ainge gari yako Cynthia. Hakuna mtu afia kuingia gari yako na ngeko kidnap. Like my dad alikuwa, before nitumie pesa alikuwa amenigombanisha hapo. Wow. Even that guy alisema, nimeogopa babako. Nikamwambia, we babangu ni moto wa kuatia mbali. Anyway, so we came to not Java, there's some Egyptian, Middle Eastern place ya kukula like baklava, nini. So nilikuwa na crave hizo nini zao, na pia shawarma. So I told him, let's eat a shawarma. Then we ate from the car. We were just talking. Then, let me tell you something that happened. That lady called him. Akamwambia, I want to talk to you. Is your wife close by? Akasema, no, you can talk to me. So tulikuwa tunaangalia, alikuwa amemweka on loudspeaker. She said, I really, really admired you and I would like to meet you tomorrow. I've never seen an older woman pick up a guy. That was my first time. Tulikuwa tunaangalia. Then that guy akasema, okay, we'll see. Akakata. Nikamuza, you gonna go see her? He was like, no. Akanambia mimi sister kasuri za mama kao hiyo. Nikamwambia okay sawa. So that's now after that situation, right? After Sunday, my guard iko down, and then this situation, the way he handled the whole situation, I was just like, why am I saying no? Why not, you know? And I just told him, really, that story you keep telling me about me being your woman, I think I'm willing to take it up. So I told him that story of being your woman, I am going to take you up on it. And then he told me, no, I told him, but you need to be serious. You need to ask me, like, CHV. And then he said, I got you. I'm going to ask you the way, you know, I would ask you officially, like, to be my girlfriend. I'll do it really, really well. Nikamwambia, okay. Then he was like, so now we're official. I said, yeah, now we are. And that's how niliingia box. I think it was just the caring side of him, the way he handled the whole matter. Even though niliingia box. Keep in mind, I completely forgot what my brother had told me. I completely forgot everything else. I just felt I just felt defended that day, and I was like, this is what I want, you know. It may not be perfect, but I just felt um it may be right, you know. There may be a chance, because to me it felt like, okay, this guy is in business, so he's going to get his act together. And I even told him, by the way, you're young. Nikamwambia, you're young, you're turning 27 in April. Nikamwambia, if you're willing, you can start your life again from scratch. You can rebuild. Utaanza biashara tena, and you will rebuild. Like, you'll forget all the mistakes you've made, all the money mistakes you've made, nini nini, utaanza tu tena. And I told him, I'll be here to support you. He said, okay, sawa. So for me, it wasn't like, ideally I would have loved to meet a man who has it all together, career or business and everything else. But I felt, for me, we could always build that part of life, right? Because I'm also in business, so I know money can be made, money can be multiplied. So it just felt, that's a small part, we will work on it. And it felt, and I used to love how open he was with me. Like, he never used to hide his emotions. If he was going through a tough time, he would tell me, I'm going through a tough time, you know, like, this thing could have pesa inanisumbua, I don't know where to start. I really enjoyed that bit of him, because I'd been with somebody who never used to open up to me. And I used to hate that, because sometimes I would find out things from, like, the cousins or the friends, and they'd be like, well, why won't you tell me what you're going through? So he was a breath of fresh air in that sense. I found him very caring, and then, like I said, I think we had chemistry. I was attracted to him. He was highly attracted to me, as in everything made sense. And the money bit, nilijambia too. We can always work on that, you know. If you ask one of my workmates, she's called Catherine. She even, when I was telling her this story, she was like, when ajo ulipenda chali juu ya do, juwe ajo unashina kusema unapenda machali wako na do. So I was just like, it wasn't even the money that attracted me to him, because by the time nilikuwa namjua, mi sikuwa naona hiyo pesa. For me, it was more of I loved how he had handled that situation, and I just knew pesa itakuja. Like, if he's made money before, tutatafuta pesa tupate. Yeah, and that's why I said yes to dating this guy. Hey, and stay tuned for part 3. This will be the final part 3. And yeah, so now I'll tell you now what happened after that. So bye.